Assalamu alaikum. So I did an interview this morning and she pointed out something that I actually just realized the other day, which is I sort of sing Assalamu alaikum when I salam you guys. I didn't even realize I was doing that. So, Assalamu alaikum. We are on our kick this week about weight loss, all right? So I want to talk to you about 3 reasons why calories don't matter. But before I get started in doing that, if you are just joining me, my name is Mubaraka Ibrahim and I am your health and happiness coach. You can find me on all social media platforms under Fit Muslima. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, where I come live Monday through Thursday of each week. And today is Thursday, February I'm looking at my calendar, 4th. Thursday, February 4th. All right, so we are gonna talk about calories today, all right? Actually, I am not talking to Instagram, and I should probably be talking to Instagram. Instagram people. Okay, I got my Instagram people. Hey, Insta people. Assalamu alaikum. I thought I was talking to you, and I wasn't. But tell me where you are joining me from. Go ahead and tag a friend, share this video, and let's help make the world a healthier, happier place. Today, we are talking about 3 reasons why calories do not matter when you're trying to lose weight, and what are the things that actually do, the things that make the bigger difference than watching your calories. So if you don't know who I am Mubaraka Ibrahim, and I am your health and happiness coach. And here on my Fit Muslima profile, we talk about food, faith, and fitness. If you are like me and the rest of our tribe, and you believe that physical, mental, and spiritual well-being is intertwined, and the weakness of one weakens them all, and the strengthening of one strengthens them all, then you are in the right place. You have found your tribe, my dear, and welcome. Welcome to the tribe. Assalamu alaikum and welcome from Kuwait on Instagram, from Saudi Arabia, Keto Straight with Keat from Jacksonville, Alabama on Instagram. Wa alaikum salam, Mary. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Mary from Brooklyn, New York. Kimberly from Orlando, Florida. Hey, how ya doing? Oh, from Germany, Halima from Germany. Awesome. I'm so glad that you guys came to join me. I am going to talk today about weight loss and why calories don't matter. We have been told for years and years that, oh, watch the amount of calories that you're eating. So let's talk about the facts and what statistics tell us. We have been told for decades that the reason why Americans are overweight is because we eat more calories than we burn. And so what has happened? In the last 10 years, more Americans engage in exercise than we did 10 years ago, but obesity rate is going up. More Americans say that they are on a diet than they said that they were 10 years ago or even 20 years ago, yet obesity rates is going up. More Americans say in surveys that they are cutting calories, but obesity rates is going up. Something isn't adding up together. We're not doing something right. What do you think that might be? Maybe it's not about the calories that you eat. Maybe it's about when you eat and what you eat. So let's talk about 3 important things. Weight loss is what I like to call simple complexity, which means there are simple parts of it, but combining those parts into an effective lifestyle can sometimes be a little complicated. And that is the reason why you may consider hiring a coach that knows about these things. So first reason why calories are not as important. There are many research studies around the things that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to give you a few of them. So first thing, calories are not as important as when you eat. We know this from research, meaning that if you are eating late at night, your body is going to process calories much differently than if you're eating during the day. They have done research studies where they actually make sure that participants in both groups are exercising the equivalent amount of time. They are sleeping the equivalent amount of sleep hours. They are eating the same amount of calories. And they have one group to eat the meal before 3 p.m. and the other group eat their largest meal after 3 p.m. Guess which group lost more weight? This is going to be a Jeopardy one. We've done Jeopardy lives before. Ding, ding. The group that ate their larger meal earlier in the day lost more weight doing the exact same thing as the group that was eating their largest meal later in the day. So when you eat, certainly makes a difference. The reason why it makes a difference is because just like our sleep pattern has a circadian rhythm, which means we respond to the light, right? Our natural fitra, our natural evolution, our natural state is for us to be active during the day and for us to rest in the evening. And that rest isn't just about sleep. That rest and that circadian rhythm actually exists in every cell of our body, including our metabolism, our fat cells, our gut cells. They all know naturally when light is dimming in the evening, we have to get ready to switch how we're functioning. We are going to slow down. So if you're eating, and I'm going to take something that you should eat not on a daily basis, but let's just say ice cream. Say you're eating a cup of ice cream at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It is going to digest very differently if you decide you're going to eat a cup of ice cream at midnight. Your food digests quicker, more efficiently, and is more likely to be burned as fat when you eat it earlier in the day than when you eat it late at night. So when you eat has been shown to directly impact how quickly you lose weight. So if people are telling you, so this flies into the face of when people say, oh, it doesn't matter what time of day that you're eating. Just because you're eating late at night doesn't mean that it's not good, that it's going to be stored at fat. Science tells us differently. Nope. Science tells us differently. Science tells us that if you are eating late at night, it will be stored more as fat. That is the science of it. So when you eat is super important. Now, I'm not even going to get into intermittent fasting during this particular live. We talk about it a lot. So I'm talking about like, even if you're not doing intermittent fasting, when you're eating late at night, your body is more, even later in the afternoon. There is a saying, that says, you should eat breakfast like a king and dinner as a pauper, right? It's an American saying, meaning your biggest meals should be earlier in the day, and then in your evening meals should be lighter. And part of the wisdom behind that saying is that if your evening meals are lighter, you're not going to store them as fat. So when it comes to things like the time of day that you're eating. So even before I told my clients, like 5 years, 10 years ago, before I told clients, like, you should be doing intermittent fasting, I always had this rule, right? Don't eat carbs at dinner time. Even if you're not on a low carb diet, don't eat carbs at dinner time, because they are going to be more likely to be stored as fat. I've been telling people this for at least 10, 15 years, right? I was telling people this even 5 years ago, even 10 years ago. If I have any clients that are online who are following me, knows that when I had, when I started boot camp, I don't know, 20 years ago, I'm starting to feel a little old right now. I got to stop saying years. Okay. I've been doing this for 2 decades, so starting to feel a little aged. It's okay. So even when I was, telling clients, 15 years ago, don't eat carbs at night. It is more likely to be stored as fat, right? So this is advice no matter what type of diet you follow. I teach people how to lose weight and balance their hormones using a low-carb, well-formulated ketogenic eating plan and intermittent fasting as our sources of nutrition. But even if you choose not to follow that, if you choose that you are, hey, I'm just going to eat whenever I want, I don't want to do intermittent fasting, what time of day that you're taking in your meal is going to affect your weight loss. That's number one. Second reason why calories don't really matter, and research has shown not just the time of day that you are taking in your meal, but what you are eating makes a huge difference. Right? Your body processes foods very differently. It processes foods on a different timeline, and it uses more energy to process some food versus others. So a part of our metabolism, your metabolism is a very complicated process of thousands of different things that is responsible for functions in your body, even more than just weight loss. Part of what we calculate as metabolism is called the thermogenic effect of food. That means how many calories is your body using, how much energy is your body expending just to digest the food that you ate, right? Some foods, you actually expend more energy digesting it. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with exercise. It don't have anything to do with how much you're moving. We're talking about the energy your body has to use in order to break the food down, take the nutrients out the food, and get rid of the waste, right? The thermogenic effect of food. You will hear a term, or maybe you've heard a term called free foods. Free foods are foods that research shows that it takes more energy for your body to digest the food than what is in the food itself. Broccoli is one of those things, right? So research studies specifically around broccoli shows that your body actually expends about 30 calories per cup of broccoli just to digest it. But there's only about 10 calories in a cup of broccoli. So theoretically, you can eat 1,500 calories of broccoli and you're actually going to lose weight, and the amount of calories in the broccoli itself will not matter. Theoretically, but nobody wants to eat 1,500 calories of broccoli. We are not gorillas. We don't eat vegetation like that. Okay. Secondly, protein. Protein is a metabolic boost. When you are eating protein, meaning any source of protein, your body, because remember, carbs, fats, and proteins, they're just chemical structures, right? We're talking about regardless of what form they come in, whether you're getting protein from an egg or you're getting protein from some steak. We're talking about protein itself, or whether or not you're drinking a protein shake. The chemical structure of protein, your body has to expend more energy breaking it down than it does breaking down carbs or fat. So when you are eating protein, you are actually giving yourself a metabolic boost. Your body has to expend, again, it has a higher thermogenic effect of food, right? This is a simple term that I want you to learn. It has a higher thermogenic effect than does carbohydrates. So having protein is going to boost your metabolism. It takes longer. So it's not just the process of breaking it down, but also how long it takes to break down. Your metabolic boost stays higher longer. So it takes somewhere around 30 minutes in order for you to break down most leafy vegetables, but it takes 2 hours for you to break down fish or an egg or steak, right? Steak actually, I believe, takes 4 hours. So you're going to have a longer metabolic boost when you're eating protein. Second reason why calories don't matter. All right. Number two. Third reason why you counting your calories can just be you driving yourself crazy for no good reason when you're trying to lose weight. Because if your gut biome is imbalanced, you will actually store more fat. We have gut bacteria, and we know now there's a huge research around our gut being our second brain. And part of the reason why is because now we understand that the balance of bacteria in the gut is not just to break down food. It actually directly affects our mental health and our physical health, right? But when it comes to weight loss, we know that a healthy gut will actually help you not only to lose weight, but maintain a healthy weight. They actually did a research study with twins. And the twins were, I believe it was like 120 sets of twins. I'm trying to find my research here. And in this study, the twins, one were overweight, one of them was overweight, and one of them were not. And they were twins. So we're talking about biologically identical twins, right? Or I shouldn't say biologically, genetically identical twins. One of them was overweight and one of them were not. The twin that was overweight, they looked at their gut biome and they found that they had less bacterial diversity and they had less balance inside of the good and bad bacteria. So we know that certain bacteria in the gut will actually decrease the amount of the foods and the nutrients and the calories. It will decrease how much we're burning as fat. So there's bacteria in the gut who its goal or its purpose is actually to convert food into energy, right? That's talking about burning it off. But you have less of that if you do not have a good balance of gut bacteria. So how do you avoid all of these things? Number one, gut bacteria. We talked about the other day how eating things that are good bacteria for the gut. So you're talking about probiotics, you're talking about kefir, yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, all of those things that are fermented, right? They actually increase the good gut bacteria. Does that mean you need to eat them every day, all day? Absolutely not. It means that you need to incorporate them into your diet. Remember, we're trying to balance all of the good things that we're adding into our diet plan or our eating plan. You need to make sure that when you are eating, that you're choosing things that have a higher thermogenic effect, right? We're eating cruciferous vegetables. We're talking about broccoli, collard greens, kale, turnip greens, all of those things. Make sure you have a rich diversity of greens. I love cooked greens. If it's green and you can cook it, have it every single day. You do want to give yourself some diversity, like have orange stuff and yellow stuff and all the other stuff. But cooked greens is going to be your more bang for your buck, right? The third thing is, so that's when it comes to that thermogenic effect of food. Make sure you're having a good diversity of things that is going to call eating protein, right? So making sure you're having sources of complete proteins. We're talking about eggs. You can substitute whey protein if you're not a big meat eater. Fish. Obviously beef and lamb and all of the other great ways of getting protein inside of your diet. Soy is a good source of low carb, high protein, right? That's what I'm going to encourage you to go with. And making sure, again, time of day, that you cut out the late night eating. I don't care if you are, oh, well, I just want to have a little bit of something. Don't do it. Cut out the late night eating. If you have a problem of, oh, but I get really hungry at night, then that means that you need to increase your protein during the day. Because remember, protein is going to give you a metabolic boost. It stays in your system longer. And research shows that people who have higher protein meals during the day actually snack less late at night and actually have less cravings. So those are your tips for today. All right. We'll talk. I'll look at some of the questions inside of the comments, and we'll add them as a part of next week's live. Right. So, I will see you guys next week. You have an awesome weekend. Remember to do something every day that makes you sweat, and make sure you eat with intentions of your goals, your nutrition, and your health. All right? Assalamu alaikum.